You're watching the 2019-20 SCAC Basketball Media Days. Today we're taking a look into the Schreiner University men's basketball program. The Mountaineers, of course, coming off a 14-12 season a year ago, 10-6 in SCAC play. The Mountaineers will be led as they head into the season by interim head coach Marwan Elrakabawy, along with junior forward Matthew Rindahl. And Coach Matthew, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, we'll get started with you. You were named interim head coach back in May. You've been with this program for the previous 2 years. That makes this transition easier, I would imagine. What has this last few months been like for you, and how excited are you to finally get out there and start playing ball with these guys?
Well, it's really exciting. The last 2 months have been a whirlwind, a lot of activity in terms of trying to get a plan together, trying to make sure that we can hit the ground running. But I've been really fortunate. Connor Kirkendall did a tremendous job the last 2 years that I was with him. Learned a tremendous amount from him, and so it'd be silly of me not to build on the positive trajectory that we've already had in this program. And I'm really fortunate to have a guy like Athletic Director Bill Raleigh here, who's coached in this league for a long time, had success, and he's been somebody that has been a sounding board and been a mentor for me as well. So I think the program is in good shape because we've got the shoulders of those guys to stand on, and we're just doing our best to continue that legacy.
Matthew, what have you seen from Coach that establishes and instills confidence in you as one of the leaders on this team, and how have you felt that transition has gone as you head into the new season?
He's a really big numbers guy, and that's what he preaches on a lot. And I can totally see eye to eye with him. So just in practice, we go over certain things and stuff, and it just I totally see where he's coming from, and all the players do as well. And so we can just build off of that, and then we'll be pretty good.
Coach, what has been your message early to this team in camp? How have you tried to put your fingerprints on this team in your new role here in these first couple of weeks?
Yeah, again, our identity the last several seasons, as I've been affiliated with the program, is that we compete, we play really, really hard, and we own the offensive, defensive glass. That's where we put a lot of focus in. So, again, we've continued that emphasis with the new staff that we've got in place. And so a lot of the messaging that they've heard has been very similar, and I've done that intentionally. If there's one other thing I've tried to make sure I remind them of, it's that every opportunity we have to be on a basketball court, whether it's in practice, a non-conference game, a conference game, is important. We don't want to make any one opportunity to be out there special. We want to make every single opportunity we have to be important to get better. And that it hopefully informs our approach and how we approach practice every single day so that we can get better, we can help our teammates get better.
Matthew, preseason is such a unique time of the year with tons of challenges. What do you love most, though, about this time of the season and getting back with your teammates inside the gym?
Preseason, it's always good because you can mess up and learn from it, and you don't really have any consequences at the time. So we're really focusing on going as hard as we can, doing the best we can. If we mess up, you don't have to get down, just get right back up and then continue the next play.
Coach, for you, as preseason has unfolded, what are a couple of things maybe that have surprised you that give you confidence as you get prepared to start this new season?
Well, one of the things I've been really pleasantly surprised by is how our sophomores that have become juniors and our juniors who have become seniors have really stepped in to the leadership roles that we need them to occupy this year. So that's the guys sitting next to me, Matt Rindahl, Andrew Sparks, Chase Pinter, Matt, as I mentioned, Josiah Lanier, Dylan Constantino, and Josh Berry. All those guys have made that transition to upperclassmen, and it's really important for us that they embrace those roles. And I've seen it already. I've seen them take younger guys aside during practice, explain things. I've seen them be more vocal in practice when things aren't going our way, and that's been a tremendous surprise and a very pleasant one. We also really have the luxury of having two seniors who have been through a lot of battles in this league. Gabe Bloom and Paul Wells, both are going to be tremendous for us and really important for us in terms of their leadership. Paul in particular being an all-conference player last year and a guy who has started a ton of games in the SCAC. It really has insight and can educate and help these young guys understand what it takes to be successful in this league. So I've been pleased with the way those guys have embraced those roles, and we're going to need them to continue to do that if we're going to get to where we need to go. Because as you know, player-led teams are much more effective and ultimately going to be much better than teams that are relying primarily on the coaching staff.
Matthew, you're coming off an outstanding sophomore campaign in which you earned first-team All-SCAC honors, averaging 14 points and 7.7 rebounds per contest. What have you worked on through the course of the offseason? What does your summer look like as you've prepared to head into your junior season?
I think one of the most important things I've been working on is just like getting more comfortable with my body, just like knowing how to move quickly and stuff like that. And just in the off season, I've been putting up shots. I've been working on game outside and in. So I'm looking forward to this year. It should be pretty exciting and just keeps me motivated. I have to do as good or better this coming year. So hopefully that happens.
Coach, this team was a plus 2.4 in the rebounding margin. That was tops in the SCAC a season ago. What are the keys to being a good rebounding team, and how important will that sort of trend be to continue into this season to have that success?
Well, I think a big part of rebounding is physicality, is want to, and so it's something that we work on every single day. We obviously work on our bodies throughout the season with our commitment in the weight room, and then once we get on the floor, that's something that we preach and we do every single day as part of our shell drill. We do standalone rebounding drills, and we take a lot of pride in that number that you just mentioned, and so it's something that we want to maintain, the performance we've had, and so it's something we continue to work on. I can't say there's really anything much to it except doing it every single day and emphasizing it as a coaching staff.
Finally, Matthew, wrapping things up with you, as you've had discussions with some of your teammates over the course of the preseason about some of the goals for this 2019-2020 Mountaineers team. What have those discussions looked like, and what are some of the goals for this basketball team looking ahead into the season?
We're just really excited for this year. We have a great group of people. We only have 2 seniors this year, so that means we're pretty young, and I think the juniors and sophomores, we all got plenty of experience through last year and the year before that. And so I think we want to be on top, of course, like any other team, and I truly think that we have the ability to do that this year.
And finally, Coach, this season is successful if what unfolds for you? What are you looking for from this team in order for them to continue to take the necessary steps to continue to build this program as you usher in sort of a new era for you and this program heading into 2019-2020?
So, this is going to be a tremendous year in the SCAC. There are a lot of teams that are returning a ton of talent. I have the utmost respect for the coaching that we have in this league. I think that any night in this league, as we talk about all the time, anybody can beat you. Anybody can beat you. So you got to be ready to play. And so, for us, our focus is just on, again, as I mentioned earlier, making sure we understand the importance of every opportunity we have on the floor to get better, whether that be in a practice, a shoot-around, an individual workout. And so that's what I expect, and that's what I'm looking for from this group, an understanding of the commitment and focus and work that it's going to take to compete in a league that is returning a lot of really good players, and I think the margin is going to be based on how well people focus throughout the year and continue to improve, because there are so many good players and good coaches in this league.
The Schreiner University men's basketball program, again, the Mountaineers will head into the season under the guidance of interim head coach Marwan Elrakabawy, along with junior forward Matthew Rindahl. The Mountaineers will open up the 2019-20 campaign on November 8th when they take on McMurray. Coach, Matthew, thanks so much for joining us today, and best of luck as you head into the season.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.